Hey everyone, welcome to the Alba Method. My name is Alba Avella and I'm so excited to be here moving with you today. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so you can stay up to date on all my latest videos. You can find me over on Instagram and Facebook at the Alba Method, and if you want even more content and longer classes, you can head over to thealbamethod.com and get a 7-day free trial at my online virtual studio. After that, it's just $20 a month, or if you want the entire year, you can get that for just $200. I update classes every week, and soon I will be featuring live classes as well as some online live trainings coming soon. So for today's session, we are working on mobility and stabilization through our spine. This is an all levels mobility flow. We're going to be working on control and balance as well as getting our entire body involved. You're just going to need your body and your mat. When you're ready, I'll meet you there. All right, today we're going to start on our back. So go ahead and lay down, and I want you to bring your feet underneath your knees and your arms down by your sides with the palms flat, and walk those shoulder blades underneath you and get yourself into a space where you can find some stillness. So if that's gently bringing the knees together and the feet wider, whatever's most comfortable for you, to kind of surrender and give your weight to the floor. You can gently close the eyes or just find a nice, soft, steady gaze and just breathe. Let your arms relax on the mat. Let your low back release. Let your hips release all the way down into the toes. Just find a couple breaths here to get connected, to get some feedback, to tap in. I want you to bring some awareness to your mid-spine. So that space right where the rib cage is, the back side of the rib cage, and all the way up, right between the shoulder blades, up into the backs of the arms and the shoulders, and just focus your awareness and your breath in that space for just a moment, allowing your back to completely relax. Good. From here, I want you to walk your feet towards your butt just a little bit closer. Walk your hands towards your heels and walk those shoulder blades underneath you even more. Start to press through the back of the head as you find some energy and activation through the heels, and then start to press your low back into the mat. So gently pull the belly in and kind of tilt the pelvis as you get flat on the mat. From here, start to gently lift your hips about 2 inches off the mat and start to press through the shoulders as you come into a nice gentle bridge here. And just take a breath in, keeping your gaze up, press through the back of the head, press through the backs of the shoulders, and then slowly, gently release your hips to the mat. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lifting the hips up, squeezing the glutes, and exhale, releasing the hips, and pause. And 1 more time. Inhale, lifting the hips, pressing through the arms, through the shoulders, squeeze the glutes, and slowly release. Good. Pulling your right knee into your chest, and then bring that left knee to meet, and just taking the knees wide, just gently rock side to side. And from here, I want you to pull your knees into your chest and bring your arms around your shins and curl into a tiny ball. So now just you feel your mid-spine on the mat and feel that gentle tick-tock forward and back. And keeping the belly in, keeping that rounding through the spine, start to bring your forehead in towards your knees and just gently start to move side to side and forward and back. Good, and then just release the head and let that bring you up to a seated position. And from here, go ahead and come to a tabletop. So rolling over those feet and bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. The knees come underneath the hips, and just pause here, creating this shape and finding a little foundation here. So spread the fingertips wide and really grip the mat with your fingers, pulling the low belly in and the low ribs in, and get strong through the core body. Good. From here, start to take that left leg back. We're going to point the toes here. So start to point those toes back, bringing the toes in line with the hip. Start to bring your right fingertips out in front of you, bringing the bicep in line with the ear. Pushing through that left hand, continue to extend and then gently release. We'll just switch sides. Extend the right toes back, extend that left arm. Pause. Just warming up the body, getting that feedback. Release that, switch sides. Pause here. Good. From here, take that right arm out to the side. And from here, start to thread the needle. So you're going to bend that left elbow as you keep that back leg extended, moving nice and slow. Bring that right shoulder right above the ground, and then pushing through that left hand, take that right arm right out in front in line with the shoulder. So you're bending that left elbow, sweeping that right arm underneath. You're letting that right shoulder hover as you point the left toes back, using that core to control the movement and extend that arm out. Do that one more time. Good. Feeling that core turn on, extending those toes out. And then release your right hand. Take that left foot in line with your left hip. Pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. Reach your left arm up to the sky. Continue to push through the right hand. Breathing into this left rib cage. Just reach up. And then releasing that left hand. Pause here. Taking that left foot back in line with the hip. And release that. Good. Take a breath. And we'll switch sides, extending that right leg back. Take that left arm out to the side. Continue to press through your right hand. Feel the core turn on. Feel your right leg stay nice and stable. Start to take the gaze over to your right as you bend that right elbow. Sweep that left arm through. Hover that left shoulder. And then push through that right hand. Extend out. Good. Do that again. Toes point back. The whole body moves together. Hover that left shoulder. And then come back to center. 2 more times, controlling the movement. If you fall or wobble, that's okay. We're just experimenting with what we're doing. And 1 more time, taking that gaze over the right shoulder. And then take those left fingertips out in line. Good. Releasing that left hand. Take the right foot, the right heel in line with that right hip. Leaning into that left hand. Reach up with your right, straight above the shoulder. Breathing into that right side, using that left side to stabilize. Beautiful work. Release that right hand, coming back in to your center, and release, coming back to a neutral position. Good. From here, I want you to take the knees a little bit wider. You're going to take your left forearm and you're going to come down to the left forearm so that the shoulder is stacked over that elbow. Spreading wide through the fingertips, we're going to take our right forearm in front of our left forearm. And set it up so that the shoulders feel stacked. Pulling the belly in, you're going to start to sweep this right arm up so that the elbow comes in line with the shoulder. Taking the gaze with you, start to extend the right arm, extend the right fingertips, look up. Now using that control, bending the arms, start to sweep that right arm in front of the left forearm and just sweep over your left shoulder. It's a gentle movement, not super big. Start to do that again. Rotate everything up, extend the right arm. And then rotate everything down and reach through. We'll do that 2 more times, trying to stay stable in the hips and use the core body, using the shoulders. Good. It might feel a little weird at first, but just stay with it. Good. Coming back to your center, rising back up, and we'll just switch sides. So take that right arm, that right forearm down to stacking right shoulder over the elbow. Push through that arm, and then bringing that left arm in front of the right. Pause here. So working on keeping the hips stable, belly in. They'll rotate a little, but we want to find the movement through the mid-spine. So start to rotate up, pushing through that right elbow. Pull the left elbow up. Extend the arm. Bending that elbow, coming all the way through. Just reach. And one side's always going to feel different than the other. A little bit trickier on one side, maybe stickier on one side. Again, stay with it. Good. 2 more. Nice and slow. And last one, using that full body. And then coming back to center from here, extending back to a child's pose. Extend those arms and just notice the difference. Breathing right between the shoulder blades. So good. Good. From here, coming into a downward facing dog, go ahead and tuck those toes. Send your hips up to the sky. Start to stretch out those legs, pedaling out the heels. Maybe bending and straightening the legs or simply keeping the knees bent. But the arms are straight, pressing down and forward into those palms. Allow the head to relax. Feel the shoulder blades coming on to the back. So you just stretch. Good. From here, start to lift your heels. And I want you to start to kind of tuck. Good. From here, start to lift the heels. Start to find a bit of rounding through the upper body. So we're going to shift forward to plank. I want you to keep this rounding through the upper shoulders, The shoulder blades want to pull away from each other as you find this nice rounded spine in your plank position, and then start to shift your hips up as you allow the shoulders to stretch. Let the heart melt. Good. So pulling the chest in, start to kind of shrug your shoulders and then start to roll forward to that plank position, keeping the belly pulling in. One long line of energy. And now start to send your hips to the sky as you allow the heart to melt. Press down and forward into the palms. 2 more. Shrug the shoulders, rounding through the upper back, allowing the chin to tuck first and then extending through the crown of the head as you push through the hands and then send the hips high, downward facing dog. Let's do that one more time. Rounding through the upper back first. Keep your chin tucked. And then stacking the shoulders as you extend through the crown of the head. Beautiful work. Shift your hips up to the sky. And take a breath. Good. From here, bending your knees, stepping your feet towards your hands. And coming into a halfway lift here, so bringing the hands to the shins. And now from here, using the hands on the shins for stabilization, keeping the belly pulling in. Find that rounding again. So really round through the shoulders. Find a cat round spine. Feel the shoulder blades pull away from each other as you tuck your chin. Pulling the belly in to protect the low back. And then just come back to that neutral position. So allow the shoulder blades to come onto the back as you extend the crown of the head. And if the knees are bent here, that's okay. We're using the hands on the shins for leverage, whether the knees are bent or the legs are straight. Let's do that again. So rounding through the upper back, roll the shoulders in as you tuck your chin, pulling the belly in, getting really wide through the low back. And then coming back to that center, rolling the shoulders back, extending to the crown of the head. It's a nice, subtle, slow movement. Do that one more time. Roll the shoulders in. Find that cat round spine. Tuck chin to chest. Keep your belly pulling in. And now use that to come all the way up to a standing position. From here, just roll those shoulders out a couple times in one direction. And then switch directions. Check out your feet. Maybe shake out those feet. And make sure your feet are right underneath your hips. Good. And just stand tall here, bringing the arms down, spin the palms forward. You can gently close the eyes or just find a soft gaze. Good. From here, I want you to take your arms out to a T with the palms up. We're going to think about drawing the shoulder blades together. So I want you to imagine bending the elbows, pulling the elbows towards the ribs. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Imagine my fingers in between your shoulder blades and you need to squeeze my hand or my finger. And now pull the belly in, pull the ribs in, and then do that again. Right through the arms. Just extend out as if you're holding 2 books. And then start to pull those elbows in. Bringing shoulder blades onto the back. Good. Do that 2 more times. Keeping the low belly in to stay stable through the lower body. Elbows pull straight in towards the ribs. And then one more time, just noticing what you feel and where you feel it. One more time here. Now rotate those hands so that your pinkies touch. Good. Now extending those arms out in front of you, start to lift the arms and then pulling back through those elbows. Spread the fingertips wide. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, reach those arms up, feel the shoulder blades move away, and then bend those elbows, pull them straight back behind you. Palms stay up. One more time. And then pull those elbows in. So elbows tuck in, pinkies come to touch, and now just rotate out and rotate in. Keeping the elbows in, shoulder blades rotate. So feeling what you feel and where you feel it. And it might not be a huge movement, that's okay. 2 more. Keeping the neck relaxed, keeping the gaze soft, just breathe. And then coming back to your center, release that and just notice the difference. You can shake those arms out. And just take a breath and let it go. Allow the shoulders to relax. And then inhale, reach those arms up. And from here, just taking a side body stretch to the right and pause, really stretching and rooting down through this left heel, getting strong through that left leg, extending out of the fingertips. And then coming back to center, elevating everything up to the sky, and then stretch over to the left, keeping that weight in the right heel. Good. Coming back to center, bringing the hands to the low back. Bend your knees a lot and then push your butt into your hands so you find that arch through the low back, and keeping the belly strong, shoulder blades onto the back. Just find a gentle supported back bend here. Good. Bending the knees. Just roll all the way down to your forward fold, keeping the knees nice and bent, hugging belly towards your thighs, and then take that halfway lift. Find that neutral position. And then plant your palms and step back to your plank. Just take a breath. Notice the difference in the body. Setting up your foundation. Just breathe. Good. From here, reach your right leg up, pointing the toes just like we did in the beginning of class. Start to shift forward to a plank position. Now start to take those right toes out to the side. Coming back to a plank position, that right foot stays elevated. Reach the right leg up. Good. Release that and switch sides. Take the left leg up. Toes come in line with the hip only. Shifting forward to a 3-point plank, pause here. Take those left toes out in line with your left hip and then come back to center and rotate up to that 3-legged dog. Good. Release that. Let's do that again. One more time each side. Right leg comes in line with the right hip. Take that to your 3-point plank. Pause. Belly pulls in. Good. Take those right toes out in line with the hip, getting that core involved, and then 3-legged dog. The whole body moves together. Release. Downward facing dog. Left side, left toes come in line with the hip. Stay strong. Shifting forward. Pause. Take those left toes out in line with the hip and then come back to center. The whole body goes together. And release. Beautiful work. Good. From here, shifting into that plank position. Drop down to your knees. Bringing the tops of the feet and the shins to the mat. Pull those elbows back as you come all the way to your belly. Good. From here, walking the front of your hip bones underneath you so you create a nice solid foundation here. Bring your arms out in front of you. Palms are down. And gently find a soft gaze and relax your neck. From here, you're going to lift everything up. So toes are going to point back. Arms are going to reach forward. We're going to spin those arms behind us. The palms will flip so the shoulder blades come onto the back, lift the chest. And then you're going to release everything as you flip the palms down to the ground. Bring your forehead to the mat. Let your shoulders relax. Let everything soften. Good. We're going to add on and reverse that. So lift everything up. Palms flip. Rotate the arms so that they come into that Superman shape. And now from here, spin your palms. Pull your elbows back towards your ribs like we did standing. And then extend out. Rotate the arms. And then rotate the arms as you release. Palms are down now. From here, just lift your chest. Keeping your feet down, keeping your hands down. Start to lift the legs with the hands down. Good. Release that. Good. Again, lifting everything up. Spin the palms as you reach forward. Good. Do that shoulder, bending the elbows, shoulder blades onto the back. Pull that back and then extend those arms out. Rotate the arms once again. Palms lift and then palms press into the mat as you release everything. Just lift the chest. Keep your hands down. Lift your legs. Notice the difference and release. So good. Bring your hands underneath you. Press yourself back to your child's pose. Beautiful work. From here, coming into your downward facing dog. As you're ready, reset. Notice the difference. Notice the space. Staying strong in your foundation. Start to reach that right leg up to the sky. Bending your knee, step through to a lunge, placing the foot between the hands. So now bring your back knee down as if you were about to begin a race. Good. So you're going to keep your toes tucked under, bringing the hands to the knees. Allow the knee to go past the ankle here, standing strong on that right foot. And then just come back halfway. Do that 2 more times. So just working in to the ankles and the knees here, keeping our hands on the knee to stabilize. And one more time, let that knee go past the ankle. And then come back to a nice strong foundation here. So keeping your back toes tucked under, start to lift that knee. Taking your arms forward in line with your shoulders, start to rotate that right arm back. Good. Now from here, we're going to come back to center. We're now going to rotate that left arm. Good. Let's do that one more time. Each side, keeping the legs nice and strong, nice and stable. To the right, we twist. Coming back to center. To the left, we twist. Good. Adding on, coming back to center, pushing off that back foot. Pull your left knee into your chest. Pause here. Good. Take your arms out in front of you. Find your balance. Start to rotate so that left elbow, like we did in the beginning of class, bends, pulls back, rotates back. Maybe the gaze goes with you, maybe it doesn't. It doesn't matter for now. Coming back to center, rotate, follow that gaze forward. Now we open to the right side, pull that right elbow back. Look over your right shoulder, come back to center and reach. Good. Releasing that left foot to meet the right. Bring the hands to heart. Take a breath. And let it go. Good. Inhale, reach those arms up. And exhale, folding over the legs. Good. Finding that neutral position, that halfway lift. And then plant your palms, step back to your plank. Good. Lifting the back of the head. You can take a vinyasa here, coming halfway down. Feel those shoulder blades come onto the back. And then inhale, lifting up for upward facing dog. Let the motion happen through the entire back. And then exhale, pulling back, downward facing dog. The whole body works together. Good. Reach your left leg up. Stepping through to your lunge, pause here. Bring your back knee down and set it up on this side, so as if we were going to begin a race. And then the hands come to the knee. So gently guide that knee forward. As you stand strong on that left foot, let the knee go past the ankle, and then coming back to center. Good. Again, knee goes past the ankle. As we do that, we want to imagine a left hip playing a bit of tug of war with the knee, and then come back to center. One more time, as the knee pushes forward, we want to just imagine this left hip pulling back. Notice what you feel. And then coming back to center. From here, start to hover that knee, arms out in front of you, setting it up. Start to pull that left elbow back, find your twist, and then come back to center. Good. Pulling that right elbow back, twist, and come back to center. Good. Let's do it one more time, each side, keeping that back knee hovering. Come back to center and right side. Good. Come back to center. Pause, pushing off that back foot. Pull that right knee in. Nice work. So standing strong on this left foot, keeping this right heel pulling in, creating that foundation, and then arms reach forward. Same thing. Left elbow pulls back. Rotate. And come back to center. Right elbow pulls back, rotate. And come back to center. Good. Releasing that right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hands come to heart. Pause. Good. Adding on. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, folding forward. Good. Taking that halfway lift. And stepping back. Taking your vinyasa by coming halfway down, shoulders in line with the elbows, and then create it from top to bottom, upward facing dog, pulling back, downward facing dog. We add on, right leg reaches up. Good. Stepping through to that lunge, pause, back knee comes down, hands come to the knee as you extend that knee forward past the ankle. Good. Pull back to center, hover that knee, arms out to the right, pulling that elbow back, rotate, twist. Good. Coming back to center. Just one this time. Left elbow, twist. Good. Coming back to center. Push off and grab that foot. Good. From here, push off, grab that knee. And then arms out. Same thing. Rotating over that left side first. And come back to center. Rotate over that right side. And come back to center. Good. Bringing the hands to the hips, step back to a lunge. Pause. Good. From here, start to reach those arms up as you rotate over your left shoulder. Bring your hands to heart. Start to bend your left knee, coming to the back of your space. Take your left hand to the inside of your left foot, and then start to rotate that right elbow up. Find a twist. Same thing we did, just in a different shape. Rotate that elbow down, and then do it again. Bending the arm, rotate the hand up. And then rotate it down, switching sides. Bend that right knee, right hand comes to the inside, setting it up, lifting through the ribs. Left elbow rotates up. Keep that knee and elbow pressing into another for stabilization. Again, elbow rotates up. Keeping the legs strong. And one more time, rotate up, extend. And then rotate down, coming to your center. Find a nice forward fold here, breathe. Good. Taking that halfway lift, let that bring you up. Hands will come back to your heart and then to the hips, rotating back to that lunge to the front of your mat, bending both that right knee. Now, pushing off, step together. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, folding over those legs. Feel the difference. Take that halfway lift. And stepping back to your plank. Good. Take that vinyasa. And we meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath. So good. Left leg reaches up. Stepping through to that lunge. Pause. Setting it up. Bring the back knee down. Hands come to the knee. Pushing, guiding that left knee forward. And then coming back to your center, getting strong through those legs. Hover. Arms reach out. We go to the left. Elbow pulls back as you rotate. Coming back to center. Same thing. Good. Coming back to center. Good. Coming into that standing position with the knee pulling in. Arms reach out in front of you. Good. Over that right side we go. And coming back to center. Over to the left we go. And coming back to center. Good. Releasing that right foot. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, just bring hands to heart. From here, bring your hands to your hips. Step your right foot back, coming into that lunge. Pause. Good. Arms will reach up as you straighten the legs, coming over to that right side. And then bending that left knee, taking that left hand to the inside of that left foot. Find that twist. Right elbow reaches up. Keeping that right leg straight and strong. Do that again. Bending at the elbow, rotate up. And coming back to center. Switching sides, bending that right knee, right hand to the inside. Pushing through the outer edge of that left foot. Start to rotate up through that left side. Coming back to center and rotate down. Good. Again. And rotate down. And one more time. And rotate down, coming back to your center. Nice wide-legged forward fold here. Pause. And then coming back up. Inhale, reach those arms up. Taking the hands to the hips as you rotate forward into that lunge. Good. Bring that right foot to meet the left. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, folding over those legs. Good. Taking that halfway lift. And then stepping back. Taking your vinyasa. Inhale, lifting up, upward facing dog. And exhale, coming back. Downward facing dog. Pause. Beautiful work. From here, gently dropping down to the knees. Bringing your hips to your heels. Inhale, reach those arms up. And taking that left hand to the right knee, take your right hand behind you. Find a little spinal twist here. And coming back to center. And switching sides. Good. Coming back to center. And just bring those arms behind you, palms up as you bring your forehead to the mat. Just pause here. Notice all the space we've created in the spine and the shoulders, in the whole body. And then slowly start to roll up, shifting your hips to one side and coming back onto your back where we began, pulling those knees into your chest, just rocking side to side, noticing the difference. Go ahead and cactus the arms and just drop your knees to the right. Take your gaze over to your left. And I encourage you to scoot that bottom hip underneath you so you can get the full benefit of the twist. And we'll switch sides. And coming back to your center, hugging the knees in. Come back into that tiny ball, wrapping your arms around your shins, pulling the forehead into the knees, feeling that space. And then we'll find just a moment of stillness here. Extending the arms, extending the legs. You can close the eyes or just find a nice soft gaze. Just check back in with the breath. Noticing all the differences, all the space. And then as you're ready, pointing your toes, reaching your arms above your head, pull those knees back into your chest. And either rocking to one side or simply rolling yourself up to a seat. And coming back to a comfortable seat or just resting on the knees. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart and just bow your chin to your chest, as always, honoring ourselves first and foremost for showing up, for taking the time, for carving out the space. Finding gratitude for whatever it is we are grateful for today. And with that gratitude, touching the thumbs to the forehead and lifting the gaze. And together we bow to this space, to this practice, to all things. Much love. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this session. We'll see you next time. Ciao.